Well, hello everybody. Welcome to YouTube Live. Something I haven't done before. I'm sitting on my drive in my wife's car, and I'm going to drink some alcohol. I'm not going to drive because I've got nowhere to drive to, and this is private property because I own this drive. Thank you very much for all you guys that will join me. I've started a little bit early, and the reason why I've started a bit early, actually, before I forget, I want to say thank you to all my Patreons, all 65 of them at the moment. I went on Patreon quite recently, set up an account to support my YouTube channel. So I wanted to say thank you to all you guys who have already pledged and subscribed, which is great. And one question from one of you guys who sent me a question: who'd be better as a getaway driver, Tiff Nadell or Jason Plato? It's a really hard question. I'm going to go with Tiff because Tiff is absolutely fearless, like fearless. Plato does get the fear, and I think in a getaway situation you don't want fear, so I would go with Tiff. He wouldn't stop talking, but apart from that, be fine. And someone from Twitter, Chewcudder's a regular actually. Can you give us a tortoise update? Yeah, yesterday was brilliant. The whole Easter weekend, nice and warm. Tortoises have loved it. Today it's freezing, bloody hail and everything last night, so we brought the tortoises in, but they're loving it. Hell, look at it. Oh, okay, so hi Jonny from John Boakes. Hello Jay from Dara. Hi the boss. I'm left-handed, it doesn't work with this screen. Hello from Kansas, USA. Erie Man 1. Hello, never been to Kansas. Hi from Southeast Kent. Ginger likes cars. Hello. Hi there, Karsten Langbo. Cheers, Johnny from Johnny Newman. Plato in a supermarket raid. Hello from Devon. Matzo2217. Hello, Devon. Not been to Devon for a while. Matt Davis. Allegro or Marina? My gosh, always Allegro. Marinas are, I think, the worst. There's not a lot good about them, apart from their door handles. So I'd go Allegro. If I ever had to own a Marina, I've got to say this, it would have to be like such a modified car. Hello, I'm driving beer, and drinking beer on my own drive. That's how bad things have got. But I do hope you guys are all right. Hello from Leicester, from Powell Zubrazek. Hello, I lived quite near to Leicester. Adam McLeod, are you going to get a Honda E? I put myself on the early registering list for the early kind of interest, and I nearly did. I haven't ordered one, if I'm honest, because having got out of an e-Golf as a daily driver, if I was going to get into another EV, which I've got a test EV at the moment, a Kia Soul, the Honda E has no higher battery range than a Honda E. So although it's a really cool car, I think for me, I would want more than 120 miles right now because I never know where I'm really going. How are you finding the new Jimny? From Crackerjack. I'm gutted they're stopping production. Well, I'm quite gutted as well. And I am in the Jimny. This is me. Because look, if I do that, the suspension is so soft. Honestly, if there's a small gust of wind, the whole car does that. But yeah, I love the Jimny. My wife especially really likes it. You know, she's quite picky about cars, and she knows what she likes with cars. And this and the Nissan Figaro are like her favourites. Dan Freeride Parts, Mark III Golf GTI or Rally 103 GTI? What's a 103? Do you mean a 106? I think 106. Mark III Golf GTI was crap. Sorry, but not sorry. I did have one. Hello from Skipton. Hello, James. Kelvin Morgan. Hello from South Wales, UK. Hello, Hugh. Robbie Owen. Did you start on fifth gear by driving a Merc on chip flat? Yeah, that was my first fifth gear feature, and it was in 2006. Bloody hell, which was Series 10, and we're now on Series 28. So yeah, that's a bit scary, isn't it? But I enjoyed that, and I loved that chip flat car. Which, you know what's weird is so many people remember that car. Euclid. Now then, Johnny. Nick Wills. Hi, Johnny. Loving the Jimny. Well, thank you. Hello from Luxembourg. Best budget track car project. budget. BMW Compact would be quite good, stripped out. French cars, French hot hatches is a budget track car, like a 306 GTI. What was the other thing I was looking at the other day for a track budget track? Oh, Clio 182 would be really good. Yeah. Hello from the internet by Hair. Charlie Steele, hello from Sheffield. Hello, Charlie. Karsten from Denmark. Hello. Hello, Johnny from Somerset. It's Noel Huggett. I've never met Noel. Great name, though. And hello from Somerset. My parents are there. Cheers from one Somerset person to another. Ginger likes cars. Your thoughts on a 1987 Vauxhall Nova Saloon? I am looking at buying one. It's very specific. The Nova Saloon was the worst looking. I've got to put it that way. If it has a sunroof, it's very undesirable, really, because you can't use it as a rally car. And, you know, but I go on condition of old cars like that. If you found a real survivor and it just happens to be in good nick, or it's ripe for like a resto mod, and it's cheap, then definitely worth looking at. Buy on condition, really, and price when it gets like that. Or it's so low grade, low spec, but it's immaculate, so it's like an old dead person's car. Hello from Melbourne in Australia. Crabbed Sun 10, hello. Never been to Australia, still need to go. My wife loves Australia. She keeps threatening to get me on a plane for 24 hours. I'm not sure I could cope. John Clothier, hello Johnny from another Johnny in Fleet in Hampshire. Hello John. James Davis, ITAL, question mark. No, thank you. ITAL's a total dog log. ITAL's I stoop quite low with crap cars, but even I draw the limit with an ITAL. It's dog's mess. Ahmed from Springfield, Missouri. Hello. He's that guy. Have you driven the Chevy Bolt? Do you know, I have not driven the Chevy Bolt. Quite frustrating. We can't get it in the UK. So I haven't. I hear it's really good. I hear it's excellent value, and I hear it's often overlooked, which is a real shame. Typical General Motors. Maybe they don't make a loud enough noise about their product when they're good. Shame. Arash Falla, Mini electric with mini reliability. A few people have said this actually since I made my Mini E review, saying that Mini ones, you know, from 2001 onwards, have. I don't know. I've never owned a Mini, so I've not lived with one for a long time. But you've got to remember the Mini electric has the BMW drivetrain from the i3, and I've heard great things about the i3 from people that own them, and I love the i3, so I wouldn't worry so much. Trent, is there anything you and Porter disagree with? Yes, V10s. No, V12s. I'm not massively into V12s. He is. So I just don't see the point if you've got a sorted V8. And what else do we disagree? Oh, yeah, well, Porter loves Formula One. Rich Porter loves Formula One, and I don't give a flying toss about Formula One, unfortunately. I just can't. I stopped getting bothered about it in about 1997. Francois G, are you still doing features with fully charged? No, I am not, Francois. John Coyle, hey Johnny, any thoughts on the new electric XJ? If you mean the XJ Jag, well, I don't know a great deal about it, but I'm very much looking forward to it on the basis that I like XJs and often have really enjoyed XJs. And I think that kind of a car, a silent, high torque, high luxury saloon makes perfect sense as an EV, right? Sean O'Connor, hello Johnny, greetings from Cork in Ireland. Hello Cork, hello Ireland, hello Sean. I have not been to Ireland. I was going to go to Ireland around about this time for the first time in my life, and of course now I can't, which is why I'm on my drive drinking. Chrissy B18, hello from Birmingham, hello. Frat Freddy's Cat, question, what YouTube car channels do you follow? Harry's Garage, Silent D Roadshow, Car Throttle here and there. What else do I follow? Oh, you put me on the spot. I follow a really weird one on banger racing called Sammy O'Reilly's Videos, I think it's called. He films people smashing up cars which shouldn't be smashed up. I'm becoming a little bit obsessed with it. Oh, and there's a really good YouTube channel, RC Headquake, I think it's called. It's radio controlled off-roading and really, really beautifully shot. I'll dig out the link, but it's great. Austin Allegro dash all aggro. So that's the name. Allegro for the win in capital letters. Allegro for the win. Why not? Can't wait to finish. I'm looking forward to it. The guys at Midland Performance and Retro can't wait to get their hands on it. Hi, Johnny. Can we have a Tamiya update? All right, Geezer J. Yeah, Tamiya update soon. I've got a broken one to sort of do a barn findy restoration on that someone kindly gifted me that had been in their loft for years. And my Monster Beetle, as you might know, I sold ages ago to put the money towards my real Beetle, my first car. So it's kind of like history coming back to itself. So I'm going to do a sort of resto or a minor resto. Donna Hunter, my first two cars were Marinas. Oh, Donna, did you have fun with them? Like I said before, Marinas, I mean, they are so 70s. They are like everything that was bad about the 70s. But I'd like a modified one. When I say like, I cope with a modified one. James Smith, hi from Derbyshire from another Smith. James Smith, Subaru Brat, question mark. Absolutely Subaru Brat. I remember seeing them as farmers' cars when I was younger. I always thought they looked really good. That's sort of like Japanese copy and paste of an El Camino, Chevrolet El Camino. Yeah, it's quite cool. By the way, guys, I thought I'd do this at this time because it's sort of before dinner. I've got to put the kids to bed and everything. I can't really do this with you before 9. That seems a bit late. But anyway, hello, Johnny from Thouars in France. I think it's Thouars. Hello, Steve Morton. Hello, Mark IV Astra GSI or Mark IV Astra Coupe Turbo. It's a bit later on the fast Vauxhalls than was the peak for me. But I would go Mark IV Astra GSI. My friend had one. It was very, very quick, and the back arches rotted. The original Wallace. Hi, Johnny. Lee from Aberdeenshire, working on my YB Cosworth HC Viva. Wow. Sounds like a brilliant project there, but Ford people will get upset putting a Ford engine in a Vauxhall. It's sort of crossing the streams in Ghostbusters, isn't it? But I think it sounds great. Antonio Jesus or Jesus. Hi, Johnny from Porto, Portugal. Well, hello. My first car was a Morris Ital from my parents. Did they love you? QA library. Did they love you? Doug Block, RS5. Oh, sorry, R53 or I don't know, Doug. I don't know what you mean. Or do you mean RS3 or RS6? If you're meaning RS Audis, RS6. Don't really like the RS3. Very rarely have I liked it. I'm afraid. Just leaves me a bit numb. Warren Smith. Should I buy my 100,000 mile Hyundai Ioniq from the lease company now it's out of warranty? I wouldn't have a problem, especially if you've done those miles and you know what sort of a life it's led, and if you can get the price right. I wouldn't be scared by the mileage, personally. Yeah, buy on condition, more on mileage, really. How it's been looked after, service intervals, has it been kept on top of? Matt Davis, do you now have time to build a kit car? If so, which one? Well, like a radio control kit car, yes. A real kit car. The problem is, Matt Davis, I've got too many cars that I haven't finished already, so I don't think I would buy a kit car right now. There's vehicles that I've acquired that I really ought to crack on with, and I want to put them on my YouTube channel as well. So, and hopefully this time of isolation, I'm trying to be a bit better with my time and do what I can with the resources I have and parts that are available. Do you review electric cars only, says Alan Golden. Why not petrol cars? Alan, I don't just review electric cars. That's the point of CarPervert. I've reviewed a lot of electric cars and I review a lot of petrol cars as well. I own a lot of petrol cars, old and newish. Well, this is a petrol car I'm sitting in, this Jimny, and I'll be reviewing this quite soon. But no, the answer is no. People seem to think you have to be in one camp or the other, and I'm really, really not. I've long driven an EV every day and had a piston classic for the weekend and for summer kind of use, so absolutely not. Thomas Harrison Lord, hello from Leeds. In 10 years' time, will the Tesla Roadster be a modern classic? Thomas, the Tesla Roadster is a classic now, I would say. I know someone that bought one last year as a non-runner and is doing it up as we speak because it is a classic. Think of how quickly technology has raced along in the EV world already. Classic Mini Garage. Hi, Johnny. Hello. Sue Burgess. Kona E or Nero or Wait? Well, the Kona has a smaller boot than the E Nero, because hmm. Hey Johnny, can you explain the old? Oh, this is Doug's Cars. Hi Doug. He follows me on Twitter. He's quite active. Can you explain the old British Star Fuel numbering system for us across the pond? Well, I mean, it was being phased out when I passed my driving test, but 5-star used to be sort of the highest RON petrol. So the star system was when it was leaded, when fuel was leaded. So 4-star was your regular, so that was your sort of your regular potency. Your equivalent of super was 5-star for high performance, and I think you could get 3-star, and I can't remember the rest. I'll have to look that up, Doug. Really damn good question. Charlie Steele, where's the 64 Impala? It is in Essex with a company called Arrow Vintage Cars, being reassembled still, but looking really nice, I have to say. It's only started that car in 2004, so it's been a few years off the road. In fact, I've never started it, never driven it. But there is I'm going to do a sort of video of my history with that car for YouTube soon, and then I'll do a what is it like now, what jobs have we done. It's a bit of a monster, that project, really. Shouldn't have ever started it, but I've got to finish it, and I'm pleased with it. It looks gorgeous now. Live to Drive. Hi Johnny from Live to Drive in Derbyshire. Hello Derbyshire, Live to Drive. I'd love to drive to Derbyshire right now. Obviously not with beer, but Jonathan Griffin. Hi Johnny, love both your channel and the Smith and Sniff one. Well, thank you for watching Smith and Sniff, the other YouTube channel I do with my friend Richard Porter, the old script editor of Grand Tour. What's your thoughts on the Mark 1 BAM Leon Cupra R? It's fantastic, the first Leon Cupra R. Absolutely love that car. Really well screwed together as well. And I believe they're not very expensive. It's quite hard to find one that isn't modified. Hi Johnny, have you driven the Chevy Bolt? That's the second time I've been asked. I haven't. I can't get hold of one over here, and I need to find one double quick, right? Where are you with the house, Martin Pickering? Well, Martin, I was going to be knocking my house down in about 4 weeks. And if I'd knocked my house down, I would have been in real financial trouble, because I've stopped earning money, like quite a lot of people, and I would have destroyed my own house. So luckily, I haven't knocked the house down, but we're still intending to start the build this year, where we're going to, for those of you who might know, I'm going to we've been saving for years to try and build a new house. With a better garage, and it's going to be a sort of an eco type house, and I'm going to hopefully document that for people that are interested in renewable energy and making houses more efficient and stuff like that. But the garage is, if I can afford to do it, will be lovely. Antonio Jesus, Suzuki Jimny is a unicorn. Yeah, it is actually. Jagman 7, Mark 1 or Mark 2 Escort, if you had to choose? Mark 1. Early doggy bone Mark 1 grill. The Mark 2 Escort's not a good looking car for me. Mark 1 is. Mark 2 is just a competition machine. I'd go Avenger instead, personally. In fact, Jagman 7, just go and get yourself a 2-door Avenger. It's a rarer car. Roger Finch, hi Johnny, you got me into the gateway drug, the 2020 e-Golf. Well, thank you, Roger. It's really nice to hear when people say, oh, I bought that car because of you. It is quite daunting when people say that, a bit bloody scary, but it's lovely. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Scope number 1 was going to get a Jimenez till I seen the price. What's a Jimenez? Do you mean Jimny? I don't. Sean Taylor, Cortina or Granada? Granada all day. I'm a big fan of Mark 1 and Mark 2 Granadas. Well, actually a Mark 3 as well. I love the Ford Granada. It's my favourite old Ford, I think. Oh, what's this? Will we get a review of the Model Y anytime soon by J-Rod? Anytime soon? Unlikely at the moment, what with me being in England and no one driving anything. But obviously, as soon as I can, I will. And I would like to put that up against other cars of its size and price point. Dallas 68, take care in these times, mate. And you. and you. Powell Zubrek, will you follow up the jewelry escort guy? Yeah, we're good friends now, me and Russell. And Russell desperately wants me to come and drive his car, his rally car, when it's finished. So, yes. Hello from Denmark. Hello from Denmark to Denmark. What? You know what I mean. And hello. What do you... Oh, wow, God, a lot of them, innit? What do you think of the Alpha 4C? Thought it was amazing to look at. The weight, the engine was great. You know, smaller engine, don't need ridiculous engine. Thought it should have had a manual gearbox, personally. Or at least the option. Suspension, yeah, the damping situation was a bit wild on that car. I think if you bought one and sort of changed the suspension yourself and recalibrated it, I think it would probably be great. And it would be great to see one. Hello from the Peak District. DG, hello. I love the Peak District. Look, can't wait to go out there when I'm allowed. Who doesn't love scratch and sniff? Get more hits, love it. You mean Smith and Sniff, but people do all say that. Ben Day, if you had to buy a pre-war car, what would it be? That's a really good question. I actually owned a pre-war car, but I didn't talk about it very much because it was a sort of project and I never finished it. Someone offered really good money for it, and it was called a Wright-Craft scooter car. Look it up. It was was it pre-war? Yeah, it was just pre-war and just post-war. I Finger Blast Grannies. What an amazing name that is. Do you poop a lot? Well, I mean, what's a lot? Personal question. Lewis Wright Booth, have you done anything else with the classic Mini Auto? Well, I've sold it, Lewis. I've sold it to a colleague of mine who works for Jaguar Land Rover based in Germany. It now lives in Munich and he loves it. He's a Scottish guy living over there, and because the Mini came from Scotland, he loves that. Plug-in Adventure TV. Hello, Plug-in Adventure TV. If you could find any barn find, what would it be? Any barn find. To keep or to sell on for money. What would I do? I don't. My word. Oh, I know. If I could, maybe a barn find that I'd love to find. Factory right-hand drive, split rear window, Volkswagen Beetle, built in Ireland. Like one of those knockdown kits, super rare. Super rare. Probably none around. There's one in the VW museum, and there's other cars. There's loads of other cars. I just can't think of them on the spot. Hello from Qatar. Great views. Thank you, Adam. Hello from near Newark. Hi, Martin. Paul's a regular. Paul kindly gave me a General Motors EV1 brochure, which I cherish. Thank you, Paul. Yes, boy, 182 Cup. From Lewis, right? Yeah, it's a good car. It's a really good car. Matzo 2217. Will we ever see you, Sniff Petrol, and Harry on Harry's Garage on Acid at a pitch and putt, playing high on e-golf? I think that's a great idea. I desperately want to do some vids with Harry Metcalf. We desperately want him on as a guest on Smith and Sniff. So. Who knows? I mean, Harry's a busy guy. He's got a farm and he's got a herd of supercar cattle to look after. Douglas Dietrich, hello from London, Ontario, Canada. Hello. Love your work, Johnny, and love learning about all the awesome cars Canada doesn't get. Oh, well, you know, sorry about that. Well, thanks for watching. I much appreciate it. Again, I've never been to Canada. Really would like to go. Can you do a video about your current collection? Well, I don't really have a collection. Narahim 91. However, I'm going to be filming. I am filming a lot more of my own cars in their current state at the moment because it's one of the few things I can do. And I have actually got some. I was looking back through some old video footage that I took of some of the cars that I never put on YouTube before I sort of did it properly. So I'm trying to re-edit those and see if they're worthy of going on the channel. We'll see. Hello from Fife, Scotland. Scope. Hello to you. You have 2 live links on your YouTube. I've been posting my questions on the other link. Christopher Pacelli. Have I? I mucked that up then, Christopher. I'm so sorry. Can you post them again quickly? Sorry. Have you ever thought of converting a car to electric in your own garage? From Hugh Kelvin Morgan. Yes. It is something I'm trying to do. It's something on my list as a matter of priority. and I know there's 2 cars that I really want to do, so I'm trying to make that happen. Hello from Washington DC. Hi Justin. Hi from Northampton. This is Patrick. Have you got a beer on the go, and what's Rich up to? I've got a beer on the go. Yeah, and Richard's at home in London looking after the children. Yeah, whereas I've got to go back in and do the vacuuming in a minute. From Lalaro. How has your channel not been demonetized because of your name? Well, because it's CarPervert and not pervert. And you know what? In this day and age, I just can't see how that's offensive, given that people constantly refer to things like car porn and watch porn and stuff like that. So is it offensive? I don't think it really is. And I think when people look at the content, they'll realise it's not explicit. So people are a little bit more clever nowadays. Fraser Wright, are you jealous of Hubnut's New Zealand and Australia adventure? Yes, I am. Hubnut videos, Ian Seabrook does some great stuff. Like Ian, he's cool. In fact, I was on one of his video calls channel episodes quite recently. Look him up, Hubnut video. When will we see your Beetle video from Austin Dorey in Oxfordshire? There's a new video on the Beetle. I'm trying to get it started for the first time in a decade that I'm putting out hopefully tomorrow. It's being edited right now. We're going to try and get it out tomorrow afternoon. So there's your answer. And there'll be more than one video on the Beetle because there's more to talk about. Fat Man in a Buggy, aka Andrew. Ever driven or been in a beach buggy? VW air cooled, of course. If so, what's it like? Yeah, I've been in several. I've driven a couple and I've been a passenger in a couple. GP Mark 1, Mayor Manx, a Bugle, some long wheelbase thing. I've been in a couple of rails, like sand rails as well. Really, they are really raw. And of course, with most buggies, they don't have a roof of any sort. So they're, if you bought one in England, for example, and a friend of mine runs a buggy moulding company, East Coast Buggies, Rob. But I've always wanted a buggy. I've always wanted to build one. So I'm fascinated. I think they look great. They're a really good looking design. And I had a dream the other month that I was going to build a beach buggy with a Honda Goldwing flat 6 engine in it from the Honda Goldwing motorbike, because it's an absolute peach of an engine. EVs from Max Talk, the savior of interesting internal combustion engines, or their destroyer? Kind of both. I think the interest and all the boring stuff that doesn't really move the game on, well, what's the point? That's what I say, Max Talk. That's personally. DG, lack of peel on a 4-year-old Leaf rear bumper. Any idea what causes this? Peeling lacquers usually from a stone chip or a cut, in the paint, which is lifting. Can be severe UV light, but I don't know where you live, so I'm not sure if that's relevant. Benjamin Lawrence, toying in picking up an E30 now then. Toying in picking up an E30 now then, 318 or 320. Oh, my cat's just down there. I would get a 320. I wouldn't ever get a 318 personally. But I don't really like 4-cylinder BMW 3 Series. I never have. Come on in, you rat bag. Would you buy a Mark III Escort non-XR3 or RS? Come on. That's from CJ Hillman. The honest answer, CJ Hillman. Would I buy a Mark III Escort non-XR3 RS? No. And I wouldn't buy an Escort RS Mark III and a RS Turbo or an XR3 because I really don't like Mark III Escorts. I think they're awful. Sorry, not sorry. Fat Freddy's Cat. Question. What current YouTube channels are you watching, seeing as we can't go anywhere? Well, I said this earlier. I really like Harry's Garage. I'm really enjoying a couple of the car throttles. Carfection do some good stuff. I like some of the radio control ones as well. There is one called, I said it earlier, is it RC Headquake? Have a look at it. They do scale kind of off-roading. It's brilliant. Any modern cars that you think will make a future classic? Really early Tesla Model S. Any anything manual that's quite high powered. I would say, because the manual gearbox is being phased out as we know it. This car that I'm in, the Suzuki Jimny, the latest one, I think this is imminently a classic because it's old school manual gearbox, separate chassis, and they're stopping making it or stopping selling it in the UK. So there we go. Prelude 2.2, yeah, by Seth Trotman. Yeah, exactly, Seth, you know it. Prelude, yeah, 2.2. Live to Drive. Do you think one of the... I'm trying to just do extra content because I'm restricted on what I can do, really. Just trying to be clever. More live streams in the near future from Kapil Patel. Yeah, I hope so. If you guys enjoy this, excuse me, if you guys enjoy this, I'll do this every week. I'm happy to if there's enough interesting questions and people aren't bored shitless. So yeah. Hello from Los Angeles. Hello, Donald. Hello. I hope Los Angeles is okay. Renault Zoe Owners Club. Hello to you guys. John Richardson. Hi from another John. Mark Taylor Hankins. Oh, he's the guy that films most of the CarPervert videos and edits them. In fact, he's editing right now. Hi, Brian. Hello from the dinner table. Yeah, Mark. Hello to you. Get editing, you swine. Got to get the video out tomorrow. I thought you were in Death Valley from Skid Solo. No, I have been in Death Valley, but I'm not there now. If I was in Death Valley now in full lockdown, I mean, what on earth would I do? It's a very strange place at the best of times. Currently got a Tesla Model 3, but keen to know what's going on with the VW ID3. I will find out, Phil Buckley Meller, because I don't know what the deal is with the ID3. Lots of people speculating. Ben Day, my dad had an ITAL. Got stuck on a building site once. I cried. I was 4. There's so much more to that. There's so much more to that sentence, I think. Volvo T5 wagon. This is Philip Rowney. Sleeper or sleeper? T5. I bought my mum and dad a Volvo T5 when I started working on 5th gear. Not new. Couldn't afford a new one. Second-hand one. It was quite quick. And they loved it. Where has your house gone? From EV_driving. Very short Q&A. Yeah, I mucked up earlier, guys. I did a Q&A live, or YouTube live. I tried to schedule it to start at 5:30, and it started it immediately in front of my face in my office. So it was 12 seconds long. So that's bollocks. My house is still here. You can't see it, it's just there, but it is there. I was going to knock it down in about four weeks. Luckily, I'm not going to because work has stopped, and big conversation that. MV, best Volvo ever. Best Volvo, there's been a lot actually. Well, I've got a Volvo 262C Bertoni, which is a bit weird. I reckon the Volvo 740 turbo intercooler is a hell of a car. The Volvo P1800 ES is gorgeous. I think it's even more gorgeous than the coupe version. It's more practical. It's sort of like the really hot sister of the Reliant Scimitar. I've got a question from Elon Musk. I'm pretty sure it won't be Elon Musk. Is it? Imagine if it is Elon. Should own a Tesla Cybertruck. Well, is that a question or a statement? There's no question mark. Should own a Tesla. I don't want to own a Tesla Cybertruck, thank you very much. And at the moment, nobody can because they don't really exist. And until I see one in finished form that one can buy, I don't see the point in everybody putting deposits down. It's all PR. It's all PR. You can't make a Tesla Cybertruck the way that it looks currently. So I'm afraid I don't quite believe it yet. Some cars on the expensive range make you look at the driver and make you think bellend, says Christopher Pacelli. Which low-end cars make you think the same, i.e. Vauxhall Vectra with an extra wing stuck on the back? There's a few cheaper cars which make you look a bit of a bell. Usually you just look reckless. Ford Focus, like a fairly well ragged Ford Focus ST, the 5-cylinder ones, great engines, but most normal people can't afford to run them every day. And most of them are driven hard and heavily vaped in. Doug's cars. Do I still want a cheap Jeep Grand Wagoneer? Yeah, I do. I'd love to EV one, Doug. I'd love to take a Jeep Wagoneer, more so than a classic Range Rover, and I'd like to EV convert one. I think it'd be awesome. Dan Free Ride Parts. I have a 205 GT that some idiot tried converting into a GTI. I'm now struggling to find out how many GTs are left. Any advice? Have you gone to howmanyleft.com or .co.uk? And also try an owners club, a Peugeot owners club. You should. A dilemma to solve from Andrew Radford. I want an EV to replace my leased S3 in September, possibly e-Niro or Kona. To decide if EV is for me, what used EV should I buy now? I need to make a regular trip. I need to make regular trips of 180 miles each way. What should you buy now? Well, Zoe, high spec Zoe. What's that? The 40 kilowatt hour one? Or high spec Leaf. There'll be lots of those secondhand, and they can both rapid charge. E-Golf will do that kind of a journey, but not in one charge. So, but it will rapid charge, and it's a good, comfortable car. Obviously, Tesla, will work, and the Tesla supercharger infrastructure is great, but you can't buy a Tesla cheap. Depends what your idea of cheap is. But yeah, try it, right, Andrew. A lot of people like you who have got like quite a high power daily driver, and they're deciding to go EV with it. I like that idea. Are you now living in the car? Says Gringe Haglet. Is that a real name? Can't be. Gringe Haglet. Sounds like a medieval village in southwest England. Yeah, I'm living in the car now. That's why I'm just sitting drinking beer in my wife's Suzuki. Jonny, what do you think of the Honda S660 by Polum G? I think it's really cool. I remember I was at the motor show when it launched. I think it's mega. I still haven't driven one. Doug's cars. Love my i3? Question mark. What do you love? You want to know whether you should love your i3 or? I think i3 is a great, Doug. You know me. I've said it a few times. That's a future classic, and it's also a really usable car. It's also a better designed, more interesting piece of product than so many supercars, sports cars, many other modern cars of its ilk. Thoughts on the Alpha 159? Future classic, great looking car. I know a few people that have owned them and found them reliable. So there you go, Matthew Van Blurk. Alan Hodgson. Hi, Jonny. Do you actually hate jazz? No, I don't hate jazz. I don't know. I quite like jazz. Some of it's a bit hectic. But there's a time and a place for jazz. I quite like jazz. Love a bit of Herbie Hancock. Just that lad. The K11 Micro is the best micro ever. And the 1.3 is the quickest from memory. And the 1 litre 16 valve doesn't hang around. So it's a fantastic car. Absolutely fantastic car. Andrew Moore. Is Bobby Llewellyn watching, do you think? Well, I don't know. Is he? Let's have a look. Jagman 7, Ford Fiesta Super Sport or XR2? Oh, I don't know. Super Sport. Vicky Battle Henderson's got a Super Sport. I'm pretty sure she has. K110 from Merefield. I still have one of the last Nissan 200 SXs from new. Wow. Any thoughts or comments? Well, can you contact me? I'd actually like to feature that. If it isn't modified, it's quickly becoming a unicorn. And I'd like to meet someone that bought one new, because most people I saw driving around in them when they were new didn't realise what they were really good at. They just bought them because they're sort of fairly good looking coupe. But yeah, K110, contact me. That's really interesting. Bizarrely good driver's car, even in standard form, isn't it? And now a drift legend. Henry Hull 8538. Hi Jonny. How did you and Richard Porter meet? Shit, I don't. How did me and Rich Porter meet? We had a lot of mutual friends. Well, we have a lot of mutual friends who work in the TV and car media industry, who are either cameramen or other journalists or whatever. And I think we met at the Geneva Motor Show in a bar, and we just got on really well. And every time we chatted, we realised we had lots to say. We had similar opinions on cars and tastes. And he's just a very, very easy person to get on with, but also highly knowledgeable when it comes to cars. And he's a fantastic writer. So that's how I got to meet Rich Porter. And I went to his wedding. He's a nice man. And his wife's a lovely woman. Gassy beer. Ever so sorry. Should have gone for something flat. We'll do next time. I'll go for some gin or some vodka. Jerome Levesque Butcher, looking for a new two-door hot hatch in North America. Golf R or Mini Cooper JCW? Well, they're both really rapid and they're both good. The suspension is mad hard, but they're both very good. Or what about a Golf GTI? What's the special edition GTI called? Oh, I've forgotten it. Finley Plimpton. What about a 2CV or a Matiz? Well, those cars aren't even similar. What, a Chevy Matiz or a Citroen 2CV? I like them both. I used to have Matizes as my favoured hire car because you could razz them and they just took it. And then the Chevy Spark was my replacement. And a 2CV, I really like Citroen 2CVs. Harris has got one. He worships that. Andrew Frankel's got one. I mean, I suppose I don't feel like I need a 2CV because I've got a Beetle. And getting out of a 2CV and into a Beetle, it feels like you got into a Bentley. Build quality of a Beetle is far superior. And I personally prefer the Beetle, but I love the 2CV. Live to drive. Do you have sufficient snacks with you, like your Smith and Sniff videos? No, I don't, man. I haven't had. I'll be having dinner in about an hour, and I'm just having a beer or two now. I've got to do the vacuuming after this because the house is filthy from the kids running in and out all day yesterday, having played with a sprinkler in the garden and trampling in grass cuttings. Are you self-isolating in your car, McMart? Yeah, I am. By the way, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this. It's fun. I quite enjoy it. Although there's just so many people contacting me, I'm trying to keep up. Terry Atkinson, I'm sitting in my garden contemplating burning my strimmer. Junk, cheap make. Terry, if there's one thing I can say to you with stuff like gardening equipment, buy once, buy good quality because it lasts. And if you can't afford new, don't worry. I bought my strimmer second-hand. A second-hand one, a Stihl from a friend of mine that runs like a horticultural kind of business, and he serviced it and looked after it, and it's been brilliant. I've had it 10 years. All I do is put a new spark plug in it occasionally, and that's kind of, and clean it. That's kind of it. So get a second-hand, good quality one. J Falk, very keen on the new Fiat Tenza Venti Panda electric. Do you think they will actually make it? Yeah, I think they will, because I think they probably have to in order to survive. I'm going to have to wrap this up soon, guys. What's your take on the Toyota Prius? Well, it quietly conquered the world. It went from being oddball to making hybrids mainstream. Not a Prius hater. There's a place for them, and if driven well, I've seen you can get 90 to the gallon out of them. So especially the plug-in hybrid one. My favourite Prius is the Prius Plus or whatever it's called, with the extra, the more estate back end. Would I own a Prius? No, I personally wouldn't own a Prius. There'd be other things I'd rather go for. I was always more of a Honda Insight fan. Let's have a look. We need max power stories, please, now. Ashley Secker. I can't give you max power stories now because there's too many, but rest assured I'm working on something which will involve a lot more max power stories. So watch that space, or even though you don't know what space to watch, but just keep watching a space. 3H Pleft, hi there. Do you think VW will get a great hold of the EV cars in the future? Yeah, I think they will. They've invested billions of euros, and I think they have to in order to survive and to shed this fairly bad reputation they've acquired with Dieselgate. So yeah, that's the short answer. Chris Wallace, do you think that Tesla will/should put cameras instead of mirrors? Cameras instead of mirrors. I don't know. The thing is, cameras kind of work. The Honda E cameras work. The e-tron cameras don't work. So it depends. You've got to understand also this stuff all comes at a cost. If it goes wrong, how much are you going to cost to put it right? Blah, blah, blah. Why don't you just make mirrors but fit them in a more aerodynamic way? Mark 1 Vauxhall Vectra had some quite good aero going on. What little I know about the modified car scene primarily involves antisocial trombone exhausts. What antisocial thing do you reckon will develop with EV mods? Oh, you might go back to louder music again. You don't get people listening to super loud, like in-car audio anymore, I don't think. Yeah, Simon Lovell. Are you the Simon Lovell that I used to go to Cub Scouts and secondary school with? Simon, I don't know. How did you and Porter meet? Do you get on as well as it looks? Yeah, we do get on really well, and we met. Someone just asked this through other mutual journalists, and I'm pretty sure we first met at the Geneva Motor Show in a bar after the show. Stream issues. I hope you guys are not getting interference on this. I know that the internet is busy since everyone's living at home. Any thoughts on an HC Vauxhall Viva with a Chevrolet small block or an Omega with an LS1? Oh, wow. I'd put an LS1 in a Viva, but the Omega, the Vauxhall Omega is a cool car, and of course it's General Motors, and they did one badged as a Cadillac in the States called the Catera. And it wasn't very popular. So I've always wanted to get a Cadillac Catera grille and badges and put them on a UK Omega. And I've always fancied a Vauxhall Omega. I've never owned one, but I quite dig them. I think they're good, make good hearses. Zaku Imeni Uriu. What? Okay. Such a madman drinking and pretending to drive. I know, I'm so mad. I'm so crazy on my drive. The keys aren't even in the ignition. I'm so crazy. All right, last few questions. Hello from London Fields. Hello, Simon. No man with his sanity in order gives modern F1 a care, by Carsten Langbo. Well, I don't really care about Formula 1 at the moment, I'm afraid. It's not really my scene. There's too many other good things like Rally Cross and World Rally and Drift and stuff like that. Gosh, there's lots. Hi Jonny, is Smith and Sniff on hold until the current situation rectifies itself, or do you have some pre-situation Smith and Sniff in the editing suite? Barry, the answer to this question is we've just launched a Smith and Sniff podcast as of today. Look it up on Twitter. It's on Acast, if you know Acast. I'll try and find the link and put it in. But yeah, we are doing a weekly Smith and Sniff on podcast, and we might try and film some Smith and Sniffs on our drives. More of that to come. Boost by Slinky. Oh, I recognise you, Boost by Slinky. How you doing? What's the most scared you've been in the passenger seat? I'm wondering if I can predict it or if something else happened. You know the answer to this. I think it's probably Red Victor 3. Was it Red Victor 3? Red Victor 3 when we tried to do the a sub 7 second. And it was a bit winky bum, let me tell you. Jay Falk. Hello from Oslo. Hello. Nice chimney. Thank you very much. Hang on. Oh yeah, sorry, Project Binky. Yes, I do like Project Binky. Oh, what was that smash up YouTube channel again? It's a guy called, I think, Sammy O'Reilly or Sammy Riley on YouTube. Does banger racing videos. They're quite addictive, even though I don't agree with some of the material that they smash up. Right, last one. Toyota IQ, crap city car or quirky, clever package car? This is Alex Wheeler. The Toyota IQ, Alex, is a fantastic car. It's one of the best cars Toyota has ever made. Secondhand, you can pick them up from £2,000 now, and I nearly bought one. In fact, if I need a little runaround, I'm going to buy one because I love them. The steering feel in a Toyota IQ is up there with Lotus, I think. It's just absolutely pin sharp. And it's a really interestingly put together car. It's great. I love those, and I like smarts. Do you hate Clarkson style TV shows as much as I do by Just B 1066? No, I like Clarkson style shows. There's a place for them. They influenced the likes of me. I used to watch Jeremy Clarkson doing old Top Gear, like pre 2000 Top Gear, like 80s Top Gear when I was a kid. It's one of the few TV shows I was allowed to stay up late and watch, and it had a profound effect on me. So I've got a lot of time for that. And although it's become quite theatrical and big budget now, c'est la vie, you know. There's so much content out there. Everyone's got a different plan. Question from Croydon by Henry Hole 8538. What's the plan for the Allegro? My Allegro, my V6 sleeper Allegro, is going to be finished this summer. In fact, it was due to go off this week to a company called MPR, Midland Performance and Retro. But it's going to be going hopefully in the next sort of 3 or 4 weeks if we're allowed. And they're going to finish it and the car will live on. Fully detailed engine bay, supercharged V6, and lovely detailed floor pan, but original paint, proper sleeper. Oh my gosh. How long are you live for? Says Thomas Coldwell. I'm going to go now because I think I've got to. But yeah, that's the answer really. Thank you ever so much for all your questions and your attention. I will do this again in a week. I might do it sooner than that, but I'll let you know. Thank you very much. Take care. I don't know how to turn this off because I'm an amateur. Goodbye.